What's up, fight fans? We are live with another edition of Split Decision MMA.
Maybe at some point, but yeah, we're live.
Oh, we might be live.
We are.
Are we live? We're live. All right, yeah. Anyway, this is your weekly MMA podcast show, live here on Facebook Live. You get you anywhere podcasts are broadcast. We are on what? iTunes, Blogspot, YouTube.
Why are we telling them where we're at? If they hear us, they know where we're at.
In case they want to tell their friends, they can remember all the things we say.
Wherever podcasts are broadcast.
It's Dodge Dennis, and with us as always is our new friend,
Nick.
MMA Pixels.
MMA Pixels. How you doing this week?
I'm doing good. It's the second day of No Shave November. I gotta say, it's refreshing.
Well.
Yeah, like I haven't had to shave. I had to get up early. Yeah. I like
good,
it,
man.
You
this month's
just
gonna
started
be a good
like
month.
yesterday. I
Yeah.
can tell.
Yeah, not since October.
I like it. I think I'm growing it back out too.
Yeah,
I think so. We'll be the most bearded show on YouTube talking about MMA.
I can't promise anything.
Three members is
I got a
easy
respirator.
Another one? I thought that shit was over with.
Every year.
At the same time?
Every year.
Why do they schedule it for November? It doesn't make sense. You're
No,
not
I
supposed
actually
to
missed
shave.
this one, but they're going to get me. I know they are because I'm the only guy running around the shop with a beard. I stand
They're all
out.
just you.
Yeah, they're
Just
like, you. The inspector guy
you're
walked
gonna
by
be
me. He's like, there's something about your face.
You're
I was
going to
like, I
be
get that a
the
lot.
model for everybody else's you shave. Anyway, let's get back to actual MMA.
Yes.
Is there a lot going on this week?
No, that's why
We're
we're
gonna
making
find
up
out.
stupid banner about our life because I'm just trying to add 5-6 minutes to the show.
We're going to find out there's a lot about
Stretch this
MMA. We do
out.
have a big fight going on. UFC 230 will be going
It's
down
a big
on
fight
Saturday.
as far as size,
It's at Madison Square Garden, man.
but I mean, the card that
They've had
big?
some things fall apart, but we'll get there. We'll talk about it.
Real talk, Brandon. Real talk.
We had Halloween this last weekend, middle of the week, right? That was Wednesday. Wednesday was Halloween.
Wednesday. Yeah.
A lot of people dressing up. I was a little disappointed with some of the stuff I saw from the MMA community. There wasn't as many costumes as there was the last couple of years.
I shared, I think the Girls Corner had put something out. I shared it, and then I went back and watched it again, and it wasn't as cool as the first time I watched it.
Yeah. I mean, there's some better costumes. I mean, there were a lot of costumes out this year. But, of course, the one getting the most talk is Mr. Michael Platinum Perry here, even though I don't think this was even for Halloween.
Hey, better knock that off.
No, it's okay. He
This is,
went on Ancestry.com. He's 2%.
2%. He found
It's
out.
okay,
Yeah, that's not 2% that he found out
Like
he was
beer
black, right?
at the stadium, it's 2%.
That's not the 2% he found out he was black when he was allowed to say the N-word, right? This is now the 2% that allows him to dress up like this. Yeah, Platinum Perry dressed up like a Native American, indigenous person, I guess is what you would call it, right? A chief, if you will.
Honest Injun.
Biggest honest Injun. Big head, calling out Cowboy Cerrone in probably one of the cheesiest promos.
Yeah, I think they call him Running Eagle. As a bird so full of shit, he can't fly.
It's Red Dead Redemption 2. That's what it is.
Oh, that's what it was a tie-in for. Was Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, the marketing for this thing is getting huge.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here.
It's a video game.
It's a video game.
I'm glad you're here.
Have you stopped playing Spider-Man?
This is
4 to
Nick,
play
our
that?
video game correspondent.
Seems like everybody stopped playing Spider. Like, fuck Spider-Man 4, Red Dead Redemption 2 now.
Yeah. Can't wait. It's like the new Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
With horses.
With horses.
I want to wear leather chaps. I'm tired of this big suit all the time.
Some of these people putting out some fake fucking outrage, in my opinion, up on Twitter, all completely offended that he dressed up like this. First of all, he did it around Halloween.
It's Soros. Soros
really-
pays for all this outrage.
Are you really offended, or are you just trying to get clicks for your website? I mean, are you really offended? Or are you
Exposure.
trying to get relikes and retweets?
Yeah. Anybody who goes on and
I just thought it was lame.
complains about being offended by something just wants attention.
I just thought it was lame. I thought the promo was lame. Like him just wandering around the gym, holding a picture of cowboy. Have you seen this cowboy? Have you seen this cowboy?
Is that how it goes in Red Redemption 2?
It goes the other way usually.
Yeah.
But this is a nice take. Usually the Cowboys are going after
The Indians.
What?
the Native Americans
That still happens?
in video games.
Anyway, so he was promoting the fight that he's got with him. What is that? November 10th in Denver, Colorado. What? I mean, did you watch the promo? What'd you think?
I try not to. It hurts my head. I mean, it comes out in the show all the time that I'm obviously not a thinker.
Nick?
It was all right. I chuckled.
He chuckled a little bit. Did you chuckle at like how bad it was? Like kind of how like really, Perry, really. I mean, I guess
know.
it's the best trash talk you can do.
Yeah. Maybe I'm a little immature.
Yeah. You're like, It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It was a funny take. I mean,
it could
it's
be
a play on words. It's a he's cowboy. I'm gonna be the Indian. I mean,
well, now that he's saying it's from a video game, I don't know. Maybe it's like one of those so over the top, like you're supposed to know it's stupid.
yeah. Hopefully.
What do they call that? Parody?
But other people were not. They were deeply, deeply offended.
Were any of them Indians?
I don't think so.
I don't know if Ben Folks is an Indian.
Nobody's going to be standing up for Indian rights. Or, excuse me, Native American rights. Black Beast here, cashing in this week. Not only with his fight coming up at 2:30, but now he is going to be getting a lifetime supply of Popeye's chicken for defending their honor against Daniel Cormier. They are also saying that they're going to strike a deal with him as far as sponsorship goes. DC was a little offended. Carl's Jr. came to his defense, though, from the last time I saw on Twitter, saying that they found a picture of him, eating Carl's Jr. or something about talking about how he ate Carl's Jr. during his training camp. And
when he said he was sad and depressed, and that's all he did was sit home and eat Carl's Jr.
Yeah.
And they took that as a compliment. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, they said that they might sponsor him.
Yeah.
Are you sad?
He was describing his lowest point in his life.
Are you sad? Are you thinking about ending it all? You need some Carl's Jr.
It made him happy.
But did it though?
He said he just had Carl's Jr. wrappers all around his couch. He was just laying there, swimming in it.
I mean, do you think Derek Lewis is as dumb as he plays?
No.
We know he's not dumb, dude. When he was driving around saving people in the floods,
Yep.
you got to see the real guy. He was like, and that's because, like, I don't think he had decided at that point that this is the angle he's going to take. I mean, he had flirted with it by saying stuff about Rhonda and all that, but I don't think he had fully intended to play this part that he's made for himself now.
I mean, now he has his balls is hot. I guess the rumor comes out that he says that he was trying to take off his shorts and throw them to like fans.
Right.
It's like one of those things, you take off his shirt, throw the hat, throw the glasses, and Joe Rogan caught him off guard, so that's why he just said my balls is hot. But now he's got a sponsorship with a ball wash company.
Yeah, and then the things he's saying at the press conference, I mean, the part about like real men eat ass.
Yeah. He said if his wife's there and the same city that he's in.
What did you eat last night?
That's his meal before he goes to fight.
I would eat my wife's ass.
Was that before or after the Popeyes deal?
I think it's after.
He's got choices now.
He's got choices.
No, but it's still right before the ring. Probably ass.
It's the first thing.
They test though, right?
You gotta be careful. Gotta be careful there. Gotta be careful there.
For crack. He tested positive for crack. He had crack all over his face before he came in the ring. We could tell.
Khabib,
he was glistening.
Nurmagomedov did an interview in Turkey, where they asked him about going to court, and he's got his court date coming up. What's December 10th? I think we saw, or just somewhere in December, first couple weeks of December, for obviously the event that happened after UFC 229, where we have the little mini brawl happen.
Something happened?
He is saying he is not going to go to Vegas because he says he's not guilty. I defended my family and my religion. If they want to punish me, they can get all the money I earn. They can give me 10-year ban. I do not care.
Hey,
now, this is all through translation.
This
so
is
I don't
how
know.
court works. If you could, you had come and explain why you did what you did.
No, DNA, right? Do not appear. Don't they have those? You get hit with a bigger fine.
Yeah.
Do you think this is actually what's going to happen? Do you think he shows up to the court date?
No, why would he? I mean, $1 million, but
I think, but he's got Putin and all those guys. They're like, we'll pay you $3 million to tell them to fuck off. And plus, we still don't know if they did what they say 2-6,
something like that. Yeah.
So if they did 2-6, and usually once you break $1 million, it's $1 to $5 per
point. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, they're going to split what 25 million maybe.
Do you think? So you're saying he does or does not show up to the press conference or to the court?
I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna have to appear.
Yeah.
I don't think he goes.
You don't think he goes? You think he just sends a representative for him?
Yeah, probably. Who's it? Ollie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he gets a ban?
Something. Yeah, he'll suspension. And then, I mean, obviously a fine, but they're not going to keep the whole $1 million.
No, I don't think they're going to keep all his money either. What about retroactive? Do you think they'll retroactive the deal so that time served, you only got 6 months left, you can fight again?
It'd probably be longer than 6 months, I think. But
it's 1 year? 2 years?
Probably 1 year. And then...
Does the same thing happen to Connor?
I don't know. Man. They're acting like they didn't see anything.
Well, they're saying now that we talked about this last week that they would not have released his money if they saw the footage they've already seen now.
Yeah, and they can't.
They would have pulled.
They can't tell us
all the footage.
They can't take it back. No, they said they didn't have all the footage at the time. They only had the footage from what they saw.
So you're saying what Dana White? He said that they pulled all the footage.
Was a lie.
Oh my goodness.
Can't even believe Dana White anymore, man.
Wait a minute. I just started paying attention. Dana White is a liar?
Possibly.
Whoa.
Maybe he didn't know.
Blow your mind. We talked a little about this last week. Henry Cejudo is your current flyweight champion for the UFC. Now that Mr. Demetrius Johnson has gone over to one championship, there's no chance for there to be a rematch. And there was rumors, a lot of people throwing this at the wall, that basically the flyweight division would be shut down now that DJ is gone. At first, we were kind of skeptical about this. We didn't think that this was a possibility. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are still in that division that would keep it going, especially to get a chance to go up against Cejudo. However, Cejudo recently said on the Joe Rogan Experience, kind of confirmed a little bit of both. He said that the UFC is pushing for a fight with TJ,
right?
Which is a fight that they were pushing for when a DJ was the champion, and DJ just wanted more and more money. And that it's a possibility that they're going to have that fight happen and shut down the flyweight division.
Well, because they're making Cejudo fight at TJ's weight, right? Because TJ was wanting to know why we're not fighting at his weight.
Yes.
Right,
So what they're going to say is once Cejudo becomes their weight class champ, then the bantamweight just disappears?
You mean the flyweight?
Yeah, the flyweight.
Yeah, that it basically...
They'd be like, and Cejudo, we're not screwing you because now you're the champ of this other weight class.
This goes back a few years when they were telling DJ supposedly that they'll just shut it down when he was in contract negotiations. And then ever since he lost, then they're trying to push that fight.
Trying to still push it down.
Sergio Pettis came out. He said, I'm going to move up to bantamweight. And a couple other guys who are at flyweight
Already said they're willing to move up.
said that they're going to move up. So, I mean,
and I think once we go to same-day weigh-ins, everybody moves up.
Everybody moves up. Do you like this idea? Do you like the UFC getting rid of the flyweight division?
No, I want to see the best. They're supposed to be the best organization. I want to see the best at the best weight class.
I felt they had enough guys in the division.
I mean,
we don't have anybody to blame.
The women's 145-pound division.
We don't have anybody to blame but the fans, because the fans don't like watching the little guys fight. I mean, true.
To a point, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they just don't.
To a point, I could understand that. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with this.
Well, I mean, because you can't.
Only time will tell if they actually get rid of the division.
Nobody I've ever heard tell me that Demetrius Johnson wasn't a great fighter, wasn't an awesome fighter, wasn't, you know what I mean, wasn't what people called him.
Still is, yeah.
Yeah, but it was like,
I'm interested to see what he does in one championship. I really am.
But I'm like, if he's on a pay-per-view and he's is that a draw? And they're like, well, you know.
They don't always have to headline. I mean,
right. But I mean, that would be the sad thing about that division is now it's a Fight Pass card division.
Or just a co-main event or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you think
but even if you put it in a main event, I think it slows it down. I think a lot of people get up and walk away from a big, because right now, and with the heavyweights, if you have a night of all heavyweights, nobody ever gets up because it could be over
any second.
Yeah. Or, I mean, around the third or fourth round, you're like, fuck, these guys aren't going to do shit. I'm going to walk out. Unless it's Derek Lewis who gets it done in the last 11 seconds.
Yeah, you never know. Do you think, your opinion, Nick, do you think Demetrius Johnson does very well at one championship?
Yeah. I don't
do you think he becomes a multi-division champion there? And they got a couple guys that are champs.
That's going to be tough. I mean, because he's going to fight at 135 because of the way they weigh in. So that would be like a featherweight for him. And I don't think he's that big.
Okay.
So that might be difficult. But who's their... I don't even know who their champion is.
We'd have to look it up, for sure. I'm interested to see what he does.
It's a different style of fighting.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens over there and see where that goes. What else do we got going on? American Psycho, Mr. Stephen Bonnar. Stephen Bonnar was recently pulled over for his third DUI.
Don't drink and drive. At least be awake when people pull you over.
They found an empty Smirnoff bottle, like a Smirnoff vodka bottle, in the backseat of his car. Mr. Stephen Bonnar was apparently doing 90 on the freeway, was riding the emergency lane, straddling different lanes and stuff like that. They finally got him pulled over. I guess a bunch of group of motorcyclists pulled him over, like a citizen-style arrest, escorted him to the side, and then held him until...
So he passed out after being pulled... Because when the first body cam comes up...
Well, there's other footage. I guess he was fighting the bikers, fighting other citizens who had finally got him to pull over and were trying to take his keys. They actually strapped him to the passenger side. He passed out by the time the cops got there and then tried to fight the officers and basically just went dead weight. There's some body cam footage. Just look it up, Stephen Bonnar DUI, where he basically is like, nope, not getting out of the car. I'm a 3-year-old. Nope, no.
How is it legal that that footage comes out so fast?
I think they're trying to prove the case that he was obviously intoxicated.
Before anybody says anything, watch this.
Yeah, it said 20 minutes after citizens did their arrest. Is when
I'm not sure, but it might be a tainted supplement.
His bail is $22,000.
Hey, I think it was the kangaroo corn dog.
Hey, apparently being a pro wrestler and owning strip clubs with the New York Badass, Mr. Phil Baroni, is doing well for you, but you still should probably get your life under control. Yeah, I mean, you saw the footage. What do you think?
He's not even in a Maserati or anything.
No, he's in a Cadillac.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Do you think he was, people are saying, like, how could he be that intoxicated doing 90 on the freeway? It looks like he's been asleep the whole time.
I don't know if you've ever been intoxicated, but it's pretty easy to do everything.
You feel like you can do anything.
Oh,
I know that for sure.
Yeah. What it looks like to everybody else is a fucking shit show. But to you intoxicated, nothing is impossible. Me anyway. I don't know how you are when you're intoxicated. Just saying.
So yeah, hopefully Stephen Bonnar gets some help. Yeah. I mean, that's all I can say.
What more help do you want? Alcohol is a solution. That is science.
You said this is his third one?
This is his third DUI.
Yeah, that's probably jail time. I would say.
Easily jail time. He got a DUI in 2015 and 16.
The stat just in. This is the most. Year. This is the most cops involved in his DUIs so far. That's just a stat from the stat department.
From the stat department,
dialed it in.
There you go. Yeah, I don't think we see Stephen Bonnar back in the octagon. I mean, he technically retired, right?
How does this affect your job in any type of MMA
Strip
way?
Club owning.
Yeah,
pro wrestling way? I don't know.
I don't care. We had a guy throw a dolly through a bus window while on cocaine, allegedly. He seems to be helping his career just fine.
And then before we get into the recap of Fight Night and the preview for UFC 230, Sahara Eubanks, who is fighting on this card,
she's serious.
Failed
Watch
to make
out, Joe
weight.
Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
Failed to make weight.
She's gonna hit you with a big old fat arm.
This is the second time that she was failed to make weight. Now, mind you, she was very upset that Joe Rogan didn't know who she was. She said she felt disrespected. She was gonna have words with him. She might, in fact, slap him when she met him. She also said that it was a joke and that the UFC is a circus because they pulled her from her title shot.
Whatever. Joe should give her one of his spinning kicks, man.
And she failed to make weight for a second time. So we will get into the preview of that fight when we get there. But let's talk about UFC Fight Night. Was this 138?
Yeah.
UFC Fight Night 138. This is from Moncton.
Moncton. I didn't even know where that was.
Moncton. New Brunswick.
That's what I like about the
Canada.
UFC. It travels so much. People learn about geometry.
I learned all kinds of geometry from the UFC, man.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I don't
Put
like
that
the
map
different
out.
time zones.
Put that map out and I just put a pin in and be like, I saw UFC there.
Yeah, like
On
what time
TV.
zone were they where
On
we
TV.
went to like almost 10 o'clock for the main event? What was that all about? And I know right now Cal was like, really? That was 2 o'clock in the morning on our side?
Man,
you guys don't know
World
shit.
Series for 13 innings.
You guys don't know shit on the West Coast. You guys get all this sun.
This is all we've been dealing with our
chicks
whole
with
lives.
silicone boobs. Your guys' coast
Sun all the
sucks.
time.
Yeah, waves you can actually surf. No hurricanes
Cool beer.
yet.
UFC, let's see. Fight Night 138 started on Fight Pass. Stevie Ray defeated Jessin Raya. Arjun Bahular defeated Marcelo Golm. Don Madge defeated Tajovan Edwards. And then we kicked off Fox Sports 2, The Dose, over there on on the cable network. Tatiana Bernardo defeated Sarah Morales. Calvin Qatar over Chris Fishgold.
That was for being smaller fighters. That was a fun fight to watch.
Nasrat Hakprasat defeated
Nice.
Theobald
Nosferatu.
Guti. Sean Strickland defeated Jordan
Halloween
Talib.
guy.
And then going over to Fox Sports 1,
He will not go away.
Court McGee defeats
He
Alex
won't
Garcia
go away. No, he won't.
in a unanimous decision. Gian Volante takes out Ed Herman. Ed Herman's face looked like hamburger.
I thought Ed Herman won.
Did you really?
Yeah.
It could have gone both ways. Very easily.
It was a good fight.
I had
Yeah.
Ed Herman win.
What? Based on just ring
It was
control?
a whole week ago, but it was like 2-1, 2 rounds to 1.
2 rounds to 1.
Yeah, I think maybe it was the last one that was kind of close.
Andre, yeah, it was a good fight though. I was excited for that. Andre Sukima takes out Jonathan Martinez, unanimous decision. Misha Kirkonov defeats the barista Patrick Cummins with an arm triangle.
Yeah, this was very technical. Sukamath is I'm learning is a very technical fighter.
Wait, you talking about Misha or you talking about Sukamath?
Oh, I'm sorry. No. Serkinov. Yeah. Serkinov, very technical. I don't think Patrick Cummins knew what he was getting into.
I don't know how many, but he has a ton of submissions.
Yeah. It was nice to watch. It was a good fight.
Michael Johnson defeats Artem Lobov on 2 weeks.
The GOAT who's
now
12 and 13?
13 and 15.
Is that what it is?
He's good.
For memes.
Dave Madden says that's one we got to let go.
He's for the memes.
That's one of those dead horse. Quit saying Artem's the GOAT. It's the dead horse. So we're going to beat it some more.
He's the goat hammer.
Woo!
He's the goat hammer. Anthony Smith, man, taking out Volkan Ozdemir. Round 3. What do you think?
I knew Smith would do it. I didn't know how.
It was a good fight. Afterwards, Smith couldn't walk out of the cage. He was sitting down.
Yeah?
You think it was because of his leg or fatigue?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. I didn't really get to see him walking out too much, but I know he was sitting down for quite a bit of time. So, What do you think?
I believe it was his leg. I didn't really hear anything.
Couldn't hear anything since then? Okay.
Yeah, but
something definitely to look into. Smith, do you think he's the next big thing? Do you think you see him getting a title shot anytime soon?
Well, it depends on who wins, this weekend.
Okay.
I don't think he'll fight Cormier for the title, but maybe the John Jones.
John Jones Gustafson, they're saying is for the title, right? They're going to strip Cormier the minute the bell rings, unless they book him into a fight, I would assume.
He says that there's an avenue that he can take, that he could swing around and fight somebody.
If he loses this fight, then he'll still be the champion.
Right.
But they guaranteed him a 205 title shot whenever.
Okay.
So if they do.
Okay.
So
I was trying to figure out exactly what all was going on. So let's talk about UFC 230. This was supposed to be co-headlined by Dustin Poirier and Nate Diaz, which a lot of people thought that was enough to be a headlining card. Sure. Dustin Poirier had to be pulled out due to injury. Nate Diaz says he wants to wait for Khabib. There was a lot of things going on with this at the time.
I think both guys thought that they were fighting for a 165 belt. The 165 belt thing fell through. And so
I think they both thought that eventually they were just going to be the main event. And that fell through. The 165 was something I think they were pushing towards the fans to see if they would generate some interest. It's something that they may have talked about, but I don't think anything was concrete.
Because I thought Poirier had also said that the Diaz camp was doing some weird
Diaz camp, he said, was very difficult to work with
for the contract. So
worked himself out of the fight.
Worked himself out of the fight especially after.
Which I don't understand is if you have a contract, at what point do you say, look, you have a contract? Well, show up, and then we're going to tell you who you fight that day.
But they've also told him before that they have to pay him regardless. Remember, Dana White has made that mention before. Like, if I don't offer him, and I can offer him fights, if he doesn't take them, we just pay him out. He's not going to get a win bonus. He's not going to get a big fight bonus, but he gets paid at least a minimum on his contract.
The rest of his contract,
right. So starting off on Fight Pass, we have Adam Wykozarek going up against Marcos Rodrigo de Lima. He's fighting 4 guys, man. That's going to be pretty tough for an opening fight for the...
You got to be able to beat one, right?
Right. I mean, at least beat Marcos. Rodrigo de Lima, those guys might be tough, but we'll see. Brian Keller going up against Montel Jackson. Shane Burgos against Kurt Holobar, and Matt Favola against Lando Venata. What's the big cards there on the Fight Pass we should pay attention to?
Brian Kelleher, Montel Jackson will be fun.
Okay.
Kurt Holobar, he was competed on Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series.
Yep.
He won, but then he got caught using the IV. They used his teammates' Instagram photos, I believe.
Right, because he was already set to be on a UFC fight card once, right?
Yeah, he got pulled. And then Matt Friola, he's from Titan FC. He's really good. He's 6-1. His last loss was his debut in UFC. And then you guys know Lando.
Yeah, Lando. Right. He's from one of the Ultimate Fighters seasons, isn't he?
So Nick's just saying catch the whole Fight Pass card
and skip the rest.
No. Yeah.
Big Ben Saunders going up against Lyman Good.
After his first submission loss.
Yeah.
That's kind of soon, right? It seems like he just fought like
Pretty
last
quick,
month.
yeah. But he wasn't hurt in that fight. And he learned from it.
Yeah.
He learned how to counter that submission loss and how to apply that submission loss from his former opponent.
We'll see how.
I thought it was very cool.
Lyman
see if
is.
it
What
works.
if he actually turns around and does that submission to that guy like immediately?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like just picked it up that quick. Julio Arce going up against Sheamoon Morales.
I say Julio by an arse choke.
Arse choke, take the arse choke. I like that. Sihara Eubanks going against Roxanne Modafferi.
Who's that?
How does this happen to her psyche? Do you think she's going to be now? A, she had a bad weight cut. B, she's been probably sure getting tons of shit.
She's 3-2, right? And she's already missed weight once before.
She has beat. Roxy
I don't think she
before.
takes this serious.
She has beat Roxy before.
I know, but I don't think she takes it serious. And especially if you're saying she's beat Modafferi, she's probably like, "Oh yeah, I was ready for somebody real."
What do you think, Nick?
Man, I don't even care.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you were training for Jezrejek
think
and then
she
they
should get
threw you
cut?
Modafferi, don't you feel like I was ready for Jezrejek?
Do you think Dana White?
If I'm on the street and someone gives me lobster, and then before I can eat it, they take it away and give me pizza, I'm okay with the pizza. Just saying.
Do you think?
I would at least throw in cheesy bread.
You got me. Crust
Yeah,
first.
Crust first. Do you think that Dana White steps in and says, "Look, you're either moving up a weight class, win or lose, or we're cutting you"?
I don't think Dana White cares about. I think it's going to be like
Do
it's
you
going to
think
be somebody else's
in
call.
the UFC says this?
Yeah.
According to her, she talked to Dana and she cussed him out. She was really upset that the fight got taken away, and Dana said, "Get through this one, and we'll get you a fight next time." And then she misses weight, so I don't know. What happens.
I think she lost all the cards she was holding.
Yeah, and I mean, Dana, I guess sometimes he doesn't tell the truth. So
Occasionally, there's times that we found out he doesn't tell the truth. Jason Knight going up against Jordan Rinaldi. That is your whole
Diaz.
prelim card on Fox Sports 1. What was that?
Hick Diaz.
Hit Diaz.
Jason Knight.
Yeah, Jason Knight. And then we got your main card on pay-per-view. Starting off the main card, Derek Brunson against the Stylebender, Israel Adesanya. I got Stylebender in this fight.
I'm taking Brunson.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ooh, Israel for sure. 14-0. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't go against
Guy's
him.
a beast.
The O's going to go.
Carl Robertson going up against Jack Marshman.
I don't know nothing about either one.
Robinson, I believe, was on the
The
contender
whole
series.
fucking main card is pretty much middleweights? Jesus. All right.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
It's weird. Anyway,
a Grand Prix type.
David Branch going against Jared Cannonier. David Branch was supposed to be going against Jacare Souza. I now have David Branch in this fight. I was going to take...
No, Cannonier. I'm telling do not count out Cannonier
Yeah?
on this. Yeah.
All right.
I think you can do it.
Branch.
Your co-main event, Chris Weidman against Jacare Souza. Both these guys think that they are getting a title shot if they win this fight.
Weidman gets slept.
I think they should get a title shot if they win this fight.
Lights out.
I will be taking Jacare.
Lights out.
Yeah, I got Wyman, but again, it depends on who wins, because if Gastelum wins and then Wyman wins, right? Gastelum's already beat Chris Wyman. So I don't think
That
he'll
doesn't
get a
mean
title
anything.
shot.
That doesn't. That's MMA fan math, my friend. That's not real. What you need to figure in is this guy drew 235,000 people. This guy drew 35,000 people. Even though he should get the title shot, this guy draws 235,000.
But the rankings say
Rankings are like the points on whose line is it anyway.
so.
Everybody gets them, but they don't mean anything.
Who at middleweight, moves the needle? Then who is that money fight at middleweight now?
Let's go to the card.
Let's see. Let's look up the rankings.
You got Bobby Knuckles as the champion. He's going to fight Kelvin Gastelum, who
Okay, what's going on with him? How far out is he?
they're on the Ultimate Fighter.
Okay.
Yeah, they're the main.
The
right?
coaches, yeah.
Yeah, the coaches right now. Let's see. So your middleweight division in just the top 15, you got obviously Bobby Knuckles, Yoel Romero, Luke Rockhold,
Luke's hurt, right?
Chris Weidman,
Luke's out.
Kelvin, Jacare Souza, Derek Brunson, David Branch, Paulo Costa, Stylebender, Brad Tavares, Uriah Hall, Antonio Carlos Jr., Elias Therodu. Yeah, who's a needle mover there? Stylebender, I think, is becoming one.
He has to
For
be,
sure.
Yeah.
I think the guys that are on this card already, I think Chris Weidman, Jacare Souza, Derek Brunson, David Branch are all big names, big enough names, especially for MMA guys.
Yeah.
Big enough names for casual fans and hardcore fans who would see this, like you said, almost like a mini tournament.
Yeah, maybe Paulo Costa could turn into something if he gets a couple wins.
Yeah, and Yoel Romero obviously still a big name.
So if I get the 2 wins that I want, I mean, we got that's 2 guys that are going to move up. I mean, Gastelum and Souza, I mean, I really think they're going to win this weekend.
All right. Very interesting. Going back over to the card.
No, Brunson. Sorry.
Main event.
Brunson, Souza.
Daniel Cormier against Derek Hotballs Lewis. Who do you got in this fight and why?
Oh, I would love to see Lewis.
I would love to see Lewis.
In the first round, in the first 2 minutes, that would be...
Derek Lewis always has that shot.
I would take my pants off in the living room.
Always could drop somebody. He flat out said if he wins this belt, which he says he has no part winning, or what do you say? I have no business winning. He has no business winning this belt, and that the rest of the heavyweight division should be ashamed of themselves if he wins, because if he's not an athlete, he doesn't have a martial arts background. He's just a guy. Daniel Cormier is a former fucking Olympian, man.
But it doesn't matter. Okay, Cormier
has huge wrestling credentials.
Cormier has the belt. If you go by, like we're just doing, MMA fan math, he's beat everybody he needs to beat to be where he's at. So how can he say he doesn't deserve it? I understand being humble or whatever, but when he says it, then it allows other people to say it. And I think he's deserving. I think he's stupid for turning around and doing it so fast.
Yeah, well, there's also, he says the reason DC's taking this fight is because DC doesn't want to fight John Jones. That he's taking what he considers an easy fight.
No, he's ducking Lesnar, bro.
He says if Lesnar jumps in the ring, he's going to slap him.
So?
Should.
He's doing dazed and confused math. He's like, so there'll be a bunch of people. I'll slap Lesnar.
Everyone's going to break it up.
Everyone's break it up.
Derek Lewis says he'll hop over the cage and go all Conor McGregor and Khabib on Mr. Brock Lesnar if he's there.
A lot of people say things about me in science, but physics I'm pretty good with. Ain't nobody named him gonna hop over the cage and do shit. He's gonna be, all right, somebody help me. Somebody think about it.
So he takes his shorts off.
In street clothes. Come on. In street clothes?
I think Derek Lewis will not win this fight. I am going to be rooting for Derek Lewis. Not that I have anything against DC. I like DC. I've talked to DC a couple times. He's an OSU alumni. My mom used to live like 10 doors from the campus over there in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Like, I am a fan of DC. He trains in AKA. He's former Olympian. Like, a great camp. I just root for Derek Lewis because why the fuck not? That's awesome.
Right.
I want him to knock him out just because. Like, it's nothing against him. It's just, why not?
Yeah, and he could be,
I still think Derek Lewis is going to lose, but I'm going to be rooting for him the whole time.
Yeah, and he could be like Jezer Jack and lose the belt pretty quickly.
Anybody else?
Daniel, for
you
sure.
got DC?
What?
Yeah.
Are you taking Derek Lewis?
Yes. I'm full.
I mean, you can put your money on Derek Lewis because he's like a 350 underdog, and that would be amazing.
No, I mean, what do I got to lose? If he wins, then I get to come in and be like, I told you.
And if he loses,
I didn't believe it, but I told you.
And if he loses, you're like, yeah, I kind of figured, but I was going for,
Yeah. No, I can look at you and go, what'd you expect? Look how stupid I am.
Anybody else out there that's listening or watching the show, I want to know what our people are saying if they think Derek
not a credible source at all.
Has a shot. Besides the one shot, he hit the one punch knockout. Do you think he wins? And do you want him to win?
Derek Lewis?
Yeah, I want to see what other people have to say.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah. Sorry.
That is the fight card. That is the show. Pick yourself up a Fight Night and Chill shirt as well as our Pride.
At Shirtsicle.
Shirtsicle. How do you spell that, Dennis?
Shirtsicle.
.com/STMMA. Also, make sure
not Shirt Scythe. Someone last week.
And not Shirt Circle.
Shirt Circle.
Not Shirt Circle.
And don't put Circle Jerk. Don't do that. Stay away from those sites.
And of course, as always, make sure you get on board. Get on a strong board.
Do you time that like that every time? That's perfect.
I know, it's so good, isn't it?
You get it.
It's got this thing. It's got the springings on it. Doing pretty well. Getting the balance down. Like I said, I think we need I got like a weighted ball, like a medicine ball we could try. I could try standing on that.
No,
I'll be extra
or
tall,
your
though.
we could put your other
No,
board.
I'm not going that far. I'm not doing an endo on top of the
Tony Ferguson type stuff.
Jesus Christ, man! I'll end up fucking all kinds of shit in the hospital.
The studio just destroyed.
Yeah, stuff going through the wall. Not gonna happen.
Wow.
And as always, Dependable Solutions. If you are taking credit cards or credit card processing, they could save you up to 70% on your bill just by giving you a free look. Checking out all of your processing needs. DependableSolutions.com. Check out Nick over at MMA Pixels.
Yeah, I got another interview coming out today at 4, but I've been interviewing all the 209 beatdown 6 opponent or competitors.
When is 209 beatdown 6 going down?
November 17th.
Okay,
here
so
in
we'll
Modesto.
definitely maybe have you back in and talk a little bit more about that. Kind of break down some of the fights for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Review some of the stuff.
The main events, 2 heavyweights, kind of like this weekend.
Nice.
Pretty excited.
Nice.
2-0.
Oh, it's going to be every event seems to be getting better. The last event didn't seem to have the attendance, but it also went up against 3 other things going on in the Valley and a main UFC card. So
Yeah, it's tough to compete against some of the bigger cards, but it's always nice to have some local fights. So check out 209 Beatdown 6. Where's that one going to be at live?
Modesto Century Plaza.
Central Plaza.
yeah, we'll start.
Downtown.
I'll probably start running more ads the closer we get to it.
Cool.
Because a local card a lot of things change. Even though
things
this
get
fight
shuffled.
this
Things get shuffled.
this fight guy is really good. He's right around a little over 80% of all his fights happen, right?
Yeah,
That's
most of them.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially for small time fights.
Yeah, oh yeah. But you might not the person you see might not fight who they say they're fighting.
Yeah, I mean, he just shot me a text today. We got Mike Tabara taking on Eric Prairie. Mike, longtime veteran of the amateur.
Yeah.
He was supposed to fight for Bellator and make his pro debut. It didn't happen, so he's ready for pro, but he's gonna fight again at amateur. So
Yeah.
that's the type of fights you're gonna see there.
If you can get one more
excited.
warm up fight.
Nice.
He's out of Dynamic MMA here in Modesto as well.
Yeah, and that's another thing. We need to try to get some more. We need to get some dynamic people over here since
Yeah.
especially the big guy if he wants to come over and talk.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see what we can do. Anyway, that is your week of MMA news, rumors, and breakdown of all your cards. Check us out everywhere podcasts are broadcast because you're already checking us out. Apparently, I don't need to mention that. Anyway, it is another week of stuff, right? That's it.
Right.
That's what we got. Have a good night. We'll see you at the fights.
Did you want to say something?
Thanks for having me.
MMA Pixels.